Hello again. It's me, Marcus. I review stuff, mostly music. Well, all music. Yeah. Hey, I'm listening to Muse today. Some more Muse. We're listening to Newborn. You know, Muse fans show out. I've said it time and time again. When it comes to making requests, Muse fans love hearing the band, which I get it. Every Muse song I've heard on this channel before, I have loved. I listened to Plug-in Baby, loved it, still on my rotation. Butterflies and Hurricanes, loved it. It's in my rotation. Citizen Swing, or Citizen Erased. Citizen Erased, enjoyed that one too, still on my rotation. The Handler, I reviewed The Handler, but it got blocked, and even though I tried to make adjustments, it still got blocked. So I did listen to The Handler. I enjoyed that one as well. That one's definitely in my rotation. So I've heard a lot of Muse at this point, and I've really enjoyed every single song I've heard. So I'm giving Newborn a shot next. This comes as a request from a while back. I've been wrestling with myself on whether or not to do Muse, just because I've gotten so many requests for Muse. But there are other bands to listen to, so I'm trying to space out my Muse reviews. Muse reviews, I like that, Muse reviews. Anyway, this is Newborn. Looking forward to it, hoping it holds up with the rest of Muse's catalog from what I've heard so far. Here we go, Newborn, starting now. No, stop your ad. Hey, that was an enjoyable song. I'm just going to go ahead and close. I don't want to give the rest of my review with this guy's face. I'm just going to shrink him and put him right there. All right, anyway, I enjoyed that one a lot. It started off in such like a creepy way that I really, really enjoyed it. But then I really like what they got into after that. So, this holds up. And I think I've heard quite a few songs from this particular album at this point. And it's seeming like it's a pretty damn good album. I mean, I think Plug-in Baby, I think, was from this album. I think Citizen Erase was from this album. Now Newborn from this album. This album's real solid. I've enjoyed everything I've heard. Well, I've enjoyed everything I've heard from Muse so far, but specifically I've heard a lot from this album, I guess, at this point. So, yeah, really, really enjoying it. Man, let's break it down because I got a lot to talk about here. Let's start with the lyrics. So, link it to the world, link it to yourself, stretch it like a burst squeeze, the love for what you hide, the bitterness inside. See, I'm not entirely sure what he's talking about here. Is it saying link your love to the world, link your love to yourself? I'm not entirely sure. The bitterness inside is growing like the newborn. When you've seen too much, too young, solace is everywhere. So someone who has trauma, I guess, right? Someone who has seen some shit, especially when they weren't ready for it at a young age. And that's kind of stuck with them. But I'm not sure where the link it to the world part comes from, or the link it to yourself. A hopeless time to roam, the distance to your home fades away to nowhere. How much are you worth? You can't come down to earth. You're swelling up. You're unstoppable. See, these lyrics are a little bit out there where I get what the words are saying technically, but at the same time, I don't know what this song means. Hopeless time to roam. The distance to your home fades away to nowhere. So I guess maybe this person is experiencing trauma, and so they're leaving home, right? The distance to your home fades away to nowhere. How much are you worth? You can't come down to earth. Maybe a person, I guess, trying to prove themselves. How much are you worth? That kind of thing. Because you've seen too much, too young. Solace is everywhere. Destroy the spineless. Show me it's real. Wasting our last chance to come away. Just break the silence because I'm drifting away from you. Yeah, man, I'm just lacking any sort of cohesion here. Link it to the world, link it to yourself, stretch it like it's a burst squeeze. And the love for what you hide and the bitterness inside is growing like a newborn. When you've seen too much, too young, solace is everywhere. Destroy the spineless, show me it's real. Wasting their last chance to come away, just break the silence because I'm drifting away from you. So, like I guess I'll stick with my initial impression. I guess it seems like it's about someone who experienced some serious trauma when they were just way too young to really mentally handle that. And so maybe they leave home, they try to prove themselves, and they have to kind of find a way to cope, but also break the silence about what happened to them. Otherwise, maybe the memory of the people they loved will drift away. It's kind of my interpretation of the lyrics, but these lyrics are written in a way that I think is particularly vague. I wonder what Genius says. I'm going to take a look at Genius real quick. They usually have some pretty good analyses of these lyrics. It's about a semi-fear of the evolution of technology and how in reality it's destroying all humanity. Shit, I didn't get that at all. My fear is that we can't control it because it's moving faster than we are. So the song's setting myself in a location in the future where the body is no longer important and everyone's plugged into a network. The opening line is link it to the world, so it's connecting yourself on a worldwide scale and being born into another reality. In a way, it's on the same lines as the film The Matrix, but we weren't intending on copying their idea on technology. Interesting, and how it has evolved. That came straight from Matt Bellamy. So, all right, I was totally off of my lyrical interpretation, but hey, I mean that's the point of music is that you're supposed to kind of analyze it yourself sometimes. But I like that. I like kind of getting that background. I can definitely read those lyrics in that context. I can kind of see how it's about that. This newborn being sort of the newborn technology. Not entirely sure about the experience too young, but overall, I think, like I said, lyrically, it's pretty hard to interpret. I think on the surface level, without that explanation just now, I definitely would have been a little bit lost. And so the lyrics are interesting. I think because of their sort of vague status, I just give it one thumb up. I think the lyrics are fine. They add some depth to the song, but again, it's a little out there where it is kind of hard to understand the song on a base level. So I think instrumentally and of course vocally is where the song really shines. Matt Bellamy always sounds amazing. I've said many times before that he really carries this band in a whole lot of ways. And so his voice sounds great throughout. What I really enjoyed was the instrumentation. I think at the beginning with that kind of creepy sort of piano sound. I call it creepy. I don't know if that's a word you guys would use, but for me it was sort of a little unsettling. And I think kind of now knowing what the lyrics are about, that makes sense. And so I really enjoyed that part. I wasn't really sure where they were going to go with it. I wasn't sure if they were going to kind of continue that throughout the song or if that was an intro, and it turned out to be the intro. But I really enjoyed when they kind of dropped the creepy piano and then got into kind of the crux of the song with a heavier, kind of faster, more interesting, I think, sound. So the guitar was great. Bass really carried throughout a couple of these segments here. I've mentioned before that one thing that surprised me, actually I mentioned it in my Handler video, which you guys haven't seen, but one thing that's really surprised me about Muse is the proficiency of the guitar playing. For whatever reason, I guess because Muse is more of a modern rock band, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot of just blow me away guitar parts, but Muse has done just that with majority of the songs I've listened to from them. They've absolutely blown me away with their guitar parts, and I think that's credit to Matt Bellamy, I believe, because they have memorable memorable hooks, memorable riffs and licks, whatever you want to call them, throughout many of their songs that really keep you wanting to come back and hear more. And that's kind of how I feel about this song. So, instrumentally and vocally, this one really shines here. I give it 2 thumbs up for sure. As far as replay value go, look, I've put every single Muse song I've heard so far on this channel on my playlist, and it's stayed there. And again, most of them get a pretty decent rotation. I think Plug-in Baby gets probably the biggest one, just because I'm in love with that guitar part. Citizen Erase gets some play. The Handler gets some play. Butterflies and Hurricanes get some play. Stockholm Syndrome kind of fell to the backside, to the wayside, but I have enjoyed most of what I've heard from Muse. So I think this one will get some playtime. I think the instrumentation is strong enough to kind of keep me coming back. And so I would say the replay value is pretty high for this one overall. So overall, really, really good song. I don't know if it's my favorite Muse song, but it's definitely a contender. It's definitely a good song. So that's it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to the music, so if you did too, let's go support the artists. Let's listen to their music wherever you can. You can definitely find them in one place, I can tell you, in my Spotify playlist, which will be in the description below. It's got every song I've listened to on my channel so far, so check it out. It makes for a pretty nice, interesting listen. And then, of course, if you want to support me, just do all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's it for me. Y'all stay safe, wash your hands, all that good stuff. See you in the next review. Bye.